Hey guys, what's up? Hope everybody's doing good today, and thanks for taking out a few minutes of your day to check the video out, man. Much appreciated. And in today's video, we have another electronics segment. And no, this isn't going to be one of those deals where I'm griping about live scope or griping about technology. Everybody knows where I stand on that. I'm against it. If you guys have, if you can go back and check some of my past videos out and you see what I'm talking about. But instead, this is going to be a video on what I consider is the best electronics video I have ever seen that came out last week. And it came out by Shills, who I work with Fish the Moment. And I'm sort of going to talk about this video a little bit because I think there's so much information in this particular video that it would benefit anybody to watch it multiple times, and I'll sort of explain why. But anyway, in this video, first of all, before I start the video, let me tell you guys a little bit about Johnny, sort of to preface this a little bit. I've known Johnny since he was 8 years old. He's always been one of those kids when he was younger that was like, some of those kids that you see that are 10 years old and they graduate college, like these geniuses. Johnny Shills is sort of like that. He was so far ahead of his time when he was a little kid in fishing that it would just blow your mind talking to him. I mean, when he was 8 and 10 years old, you could talk to him just like you were talking to Rick Clunn about fishing. I've never seen anything like it. And Johnny went on to basically dominate all the youth tournaments he fished, and just decided at one point in his life when he was a teenager that he wanted to get more into the teaching aspect instead of the tournament fishing. He just didn't want to fish tournaments. So, that's how he's carved out an incredible YouTube success. He's got nearly 100,000 YouTube subscribers, 25 years old. He's just, doing really good as far as with his teaching here. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why he has 100,000 YouTube followers and he's 25 years old. It's because of the information he puts out there. And this video that I'm going to tell you guys about is a prime example of that. I'll include a link in the description of this video where you guys can check this video out and give me your opinion on it as well. But anyway, Johnny and I, if you guys watch us together, we have a dynamic where Johnny focuses, on the offshore electronics aspect of fishing. I focus on the shallow water aspect of fishing. Each one of them requires a skill set, and they're an art form unique to their own. So, we have just, focused on that aspect. If you guys know anything about my own situation, I've doubled down. I'm not into high technology on electronics. I'm not into live scope. I'm more of a purist, shallow water, just a shallow water fan. I mean, I try to make my shallow water angling an art form into itself. And Johnny's done the same with the offshore fishing. And before I get into this video a little bit too, I want to say one thing is, in my opinion, I'm pretty good at judging talent because I've seen talent as anglers. I've seen what it takes for people to come and stay in the sport. I've seen what takes, people, how they fail in the sport. I've seen industry people doing the same thing. And as far as, the talent, I've never seen anybody that has such a grasp of electronics and offshore fishing mastery as Johnny does. In my opinion, guys, he's the #1 voice in the sport of fishing, professional and otherwise, for electronics and offshore fishing. And the reason I say that is you take some of the guys out there, some of the top touring pros that are known for offshore electronics fishing, like Jacob Wheeler and Patrick Walters and Dustin Connell. I mean, there's a handful of them that have sort of made a name for themselves in offshore fishing. While these guys are experts at it, they also have to fish shallow too. The tournament realm that they're in, they have to fish deep and shallow. Where Johnny focuses 100% of his efforts on offshore fishing and electronics. That's all the guy does. He eats it, he breathes it, he sleeps it. So I've seen it in my own. I've been in the boat with him many times. I've had long conversations with him, and in my opinion, he's the best out there. I've never seen anyone better than he is, period. So I just wanted to clarify that before I get into this. But anyway, the video that I'm talking about here that I'm going to include in the description is one he just came out with a few days ago. And he's basically, he's taken his background in analytics and data, because he's got an MBA. You know, that's what he used to do for corporate Walmart. He was in analytics and data, and he applied it to different skill sets and, you know, electronics, and he's put together this video based upon data and experience and what he knows about offshore fishing to basically formulate a video based upon the type of electronics that you need per your skill set. Because the point of this video is he talks about that if you don't have a certain skill set, it doesn't do you any good to have some of the high-tech equipment that you is available out there. It's basically just a waste of your money. And he goes through this video step by step, and he explains how certain technologies, you have to become a master of these certain technologies before you can move on to the next step. For example, you know, you have to have an understanding of 2D sonar before you can really move on to side imaging or down imaging. And along with that mastery of those three different elements of electronics, you also have to have a knowledge of bass behavior, seasonal movements. Everything has got to come together so you know where to look at. Not only do you have to know how to decipher what you're seeing on the unit, adjust the settings, all that type of stuff, but you have to have enough background in your intellectual knowledge of fishing to be able to apply those units, you know, to make them work for you. And he breaks down in the video about how much time anglers spend and how much effort they put into one particular technique and their catch rates based upon how much time they spend looking for offshore fish. And it's fascinating as far as from a data standpoint, the video is. And then he gets into some of the higher technologies, you know, like the forward-facing sonar, and about how you have to have a mastery of the 2D, the down imaging, the side imaging, along with your skill set on bass movement and behavior before you can fully utilize, you know, the top of the end technologies like the forward-facing sonar, that type of stuff. So from that standpoint, you know, there's a lot of validity into this video that will really help you out, guys, if you're looking to upgrade your electronics, or you're looking to decide what type of electronics to get. Because I think a lot of people out there, and part of what the video talks about is, you know, they read all the hype from whatever electronics units out there, whether it be live scope or, you know, 360, you know, Humminbird 360 or whatever. And they think if they get this technology that's going to immediately, you know, help them catch a lot more fish. And one of the things Johnny does that he breaks down is that he actually, this video took like a week to put together, and he's actually compiled data from his own fishing over years. He's compiled data off of all the tournaments that have been across the country, as far as, you know, the Bassmaster Elites, after the MLFs, all that type of stuff. And he's combined this data into the two that determines how much your catch rates are correlated to how much time you spend in offshore fishing. So this video is another thing about it. You can't really just watch it one time. You're going to have to watch it a couple times to fully absorb the information, but it's well worth your time to do that. So another thing about this particular thing is like, you don't need to waste the money. As far as, you know, electronics are expensive, and you need to be honest as far as what your skill sets are, because you don't need to spend, you know, $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 on a set of electronics that simply aren't going to do you any good if your skill levels don't match those electronics. You're basically just going to wind up, you know, frustrating yourself and being frustrated. So the video, like I said, it breaks down everybody's skill set and sort of gives them an idea of what unit that they need based upon those skill sets. And then once you have that, and once you advance, once you become more of an expert in bass movement, bass behavior, you know, how bass relate to structure, how bait fish relate to structure, then you can upgrade your electronics to, you know, a higher end level where you can start, you know, fine tuning some of that stuff. But anyway, it's probably the best video I've ever seen to explain that. I had to watch the thing twice before I got a full appreciation for how much information was packed into this thing. So anyway, if you guys get a chance, check it out. Like I said, it's Johnny's video on, you know, not wasting thousands of dollars on electronics unnecessarily. Again, I'll include the link in the description. Check it out. I think you guys will really get a lot out of it. So anyway, like I said, this whole electronics conversation, it's everybody sort of has to be honest with themselves about what they want to get out of fishing, what they want to get out of the sport. In my own situation, I probably could do as good in tournament if I had just a flasher like a 40-year-old Humminbird Super 60 flasher. I'd probably do as well in the tournaments as I do with the electronics that I have on my boat right now, because basically I use my electronics, you know, to find the depth for the most part, because everything else that I'm fishing, and not all the time, I fish off the bank. I mean, I fish deep structure. It's not like I can't do anything but fish on the bank. I fish off the shore, offshore too, but most of my fishing is target oriented or less than 10 foot of water. And I spend more time reading bank angles, reading rock composition, you know, studying the more external variables of fishing for that population of fish. But if you want to do more, if you want to go beyond that and you want to fish offshore, or even if you want to fish mid depths, either one, or if you even want to take it to the next level and be able to catch fish out of shallow grass or shallow lay down wood or that type of stuff, you know, there's elements to that you can do with side imaging and forward facing sonar as well. So anyway, guys, check it out. You think it's well worth your time. Links in the description here, Johnny's video. Let me know what you guys think about it, man. Check the video out, drop some comments here, you know, and let me know what you guys feel about the whole thing. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it, and we'll check in soon with another video.